Hey guys, this is Noah with Sparksight. Our goal is to make video easy. Today I want to get right to it and give you guys what I think is an important update on the situation with PC parts here in the summer of 2021. Things are developing fast and I want to make sure you guys are in the loop. For the past, what is it now, 9 to 10 months, I think, many computer components have been very difficult to come across. The newest processors, and especially the newest graphics cards, were basically non-existent for the vast majority of consumers. If you weren't fine with paying the exorbitant prices on resellers like eBay, you were almost entirely out of luck. So why has this been happening? And honestly, it seems like it's probably a confluence of a lot of things, sort of a perfect storm. Plenty of things have been speculated upon and argued about online, but honestly I think it's just a combination of all of them. There's been much higher demand for computer chips than usual due to so many more people working from home and needing new laptops or tablets. Also, a lot more chips are being used in appliances and automobiles, so keep in mind that there are a finite number of facilities that create semiconductor chips, and that these same facilities that are used for making high-end GPUs are also used for budget processors that you might find in things like smart toasters.
Cracking toast, Gromit.
There's also the difficulty with production and the supply chain overall due to COVID, and all of the measures countries across the world took in response to that. There's also way more people than ever before getting into PC gaming, due in part to the more time people have been spending at home. And honestly, I think this reason is a little underrated. I think it's a pretty big part of what's been happening. Then there's the exploding value of cryptocurrency, which makes the use of GPUs for mining popular and profitable across the world. Honestly, it's not so much of a big deal when individual consumers get their hands on an extra graphics card or two. The potential issue here is when large mining-focused companies buy up huge amounts of stock to fill out big data centers for the exclusive purpose of mining cryptocurrency. So we've been dealing with this nonsense since last October. And while I was able to get a 5950X for my editing computer, despite my best efforts, I haven't been able to get a single new GPU. But what's availability like now? Well, it's interesting, to say the least. We're in a kind of weird transitional period. If you want new processors, so CPUs, like the Ryzen 5000 series, then you're in luck. You can buy them all over the place. Even the two hot models, the 5900X and the 5950X, are available for purchase on a regular basis. Though, depending on the listing, they can sometimes be around $100 more than the advertised price. When you're buying from big stores like Newegg or Amazon, check if you're actually ordering from that store or if it's a third-party reseller just on that website. You'll often find that the third parties are the ones who jack up the prices, and both of these websites, Amazon and Newegg, have received a lot of flack for allowing this. If you want GPUs, then you're not quite as in luck, but you have reason to be optimistic. You're able to buy some cards right now on places like Newegg and Amazon, but they're going to all have a pretty hefty markup. Seeing cards selling for twice or more their MSRP is common. But like with CPUs, many of these are being sold by third parties. When you do happen to stumble across something being sold and shipped by Newegg or Amazon, the prices tend to be lower. So how is this good news exactly? Well, while the prices may be annoyingly high at the moment, they are available. They aren't going out of stock instantly. And this is a very important step on the road to getting the prices to go down to where they should be. Several reports on the used market for websites like eBay have been published over the last few months showing a clear downward trend in the price of cards sold there. Back in May of this year, things were close to 3 times MSRP, but now they are closer and settling down to 2 times or even under. I know, big whoop if you're on a realistic budget. But the fact that it's going down and that they are also showing up in real stores and on websites is really promising. Okay, so you might be wondering, what's changed? Why is this happening now? And honestly, just like with what exactly caused the problem in the first place, it's hard to say. It's likely the connected influence of multiple things. Production is ramped up more and more. People have been slowly getting what they wanted or just giving up and leaving the market. Nvidia has refocused their production to really emphasize the newer cards exclusively. Though the thing people regularly bring up right now is the profitability of GPUs for cryptocurrency mining. Without getting too far into it, cryptocurrency is basically a form of money that doesn't rely on a centralized banking system. There is no government behind it. Since it still needs to do a lot of the complicated math that is necessary to have a currency, that work gets divided up across many different computers. These computers are the miners, and they get a small kickback for helping run the whole thing. It just so happens that modern GPUs, with their large amount of small processing cores, are really good at doing the math necessary for some of these currencies. Ethereum, the main cryptocurrency GPUs are used for, has taken a huge nosedive in terms of value these past few months. On top of that, the Chinese government has been cracking down on crypto mining, placing heavy regulations on it. And keep in mind that China accounts for over 60% of crypto mining globally, and this will likely result in the used market being flooded with more and more cards that are sold by miners who want to minimize their losses, which drives the cost down for everyone. All this leads us to the ever important question: what should we do now, or what should you do now? I can't tell you how you should spend your money. At the end of the day, that's your decision. But I can tell you how I am thinking about all this. We at Sparksight are a video production company, which means we use our computers on a regular basis for things that make us money. They are valuable tools in our business. If you've been following this channel for our discussion of PC parts and camera gear for video production or editing, you're probably in a similar place. In that case, I would say, if you're far behind and you could really benefit from the speed increase right now, then I would say just go for it. Maybe wait a few more weeks to see if anything crazy happens, but I wouldn't feel guilty about buying an expensive GPU if that thing is a crucial part of my business. GPUs are being used more and more in programs like Premiere. However, if there's any doubt in your mind that upgrading your PC at this exact moment is an important part of your business, I'd wait a bit. All signs point to things getting better. Personally, I doubt the prices will ever get down to MSRP for any of these GPUs, but I'd love to be wrong. Either way, you could save a lot of money just waiting a little bit. Perhaps more importantly, if a large number of people buy now because they're tired of waiting, that sends a clear message to Nvidia and AMD that there are lots of people perfectly happy to spend even more money on these already pricey components. Gosh, I remember when I bought a $350 GTX 970 back in 2014, and I thought that that was really pricey for a GPU. Now look at this nonsense. It's still the case that the best place to get reasonably priced parts are on alert streams and Discord servers. Anecdotally, a lot of people online are saying that when there are drops, it's a lot easier to actually check out without it being ripped out of your cart. Things aren't selling out as obscenely fast as they used to. A sentiment I've seen floating around is that we should all just say screw it and wait until the next generation of cards, RTX 4000 or whatever it will be. To that I say, maybe. Nobody can predict the future. If you're happy with what you have right now, then fine, go ahead and wait. But there's no guarantee that the next GPU launch won't be crazy as well. Who knows what the crypto market will do? Who knows what Nvidia and AMD will set the launch prices at? As the prices trend down, we might be in a kind of slump near the end of this year. Think of it like the bottom of a stock market. This may be the best time to buy, or things might go crazy in a couple months and it might not be. It's really hard to say. But at least if you buy when the prices are low, you minimize the chance of feeling like you wasted your money. So ultimately, you should ask yourself if what you have right now is serving your needs. If one of these new cards is worth it to you and the prices fall more, personally, I'd want it to be no more than $100 over what the advertised price is supposed to be, but that might just be a pipe dream at this point. I'd say go for it. Nobody can predict the future, as this last year has told us so plainly. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this was helpful. If you have your own thoughts on the situation with CPUs and GPUs, feel free to comment and talk about that. Subscribe and all that stuff as well. Hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.